Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. Kelly, I want to know what book you're reading right now. I know that, or listening to. I know that you like to listen, but I like to check in every now and then, see what kind of content you are consuming aside from this podcast, of course.
You know what? The book I'm actually reading is Shoe Dog.
Shoe Dog.
Shoe
Okay.
Dog by Phil Knight.
Okay. Is this a business book or is this just some book you wanted to read?
No, it is. You know, Phil Knight, the founder of Nike.
Okay.
Yeah, like he has a book out, and it's been out for a while. I just never read it, and a lot of people have recommended it to me. I'm like, yeah, but it's about Nike, and like, how
applicable can it be?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. And it's pretty incredible. The amount of this lawsuits and backstabbing and crap that he went through and persevered to create one of the largest, at least probably the largest shoe company, not largest sports apparel company, on the planet is quite incredible. It just puts it in the perspective that, the vast majority of people who make it, to some grand stage or whatever in life, whatever it is, it didn't happen in just a couple of weeks or a month. Mm-hmm. Right. And there, even if it took a while, there's a lot of things that went wrong and are going to go wrong. A lot of sleepless nights in which you start questioning, is this really what I need to be doing? Mm-hmm. What am I doing this all for? Could it be all for nothing? All this stuff. Because at the end of the day, all we hear about are the success stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't hear about the countless amount of businesses that don't make it, the entrepreneurs who try and failed. So it's very, very common that people who actually, did make it, tried and failed at least once in their previous, career or whatever it may be. And this is their second idea or 10th idea. So it's pretty inspiring from that standpoint. So I recommend anyone to read it. And plus it's, we all know, we all Nike, right? We have clothes and shoes and whatever. So,
well, we all love to hear the backstories behind all the big things of the world, or like documentaries about the secret life of, the filmmakers, the sports
Taylor
heroes,
Swift.
All of that. Of course, I am dying for her to write an autobiography. I can't wait. She will one day. But yeah, we love to hear that. So it's really great to be able to get inside the mind of somebody who has made it to that level of success, and know that it could be there for you too, or kind of what you got to go through, and that you can make it through it as well.
Yeah, the old saying, right? Success leaves clues. So, I mean, listen, if you just follow the game plan and the path, the problem is people can see it and it's quantifiable, and they look at it and they go, oh, yep, I know what to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, but they still choose not to do it. Why? Because it may not work out. It's a coin flip at best, right? Fear, uncomfortableness, if that's a word.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good kind of piggyback for what we're going to be or we can piggyback off that for what we're going to be talking about today. Last week we did our famous, I think at this point, business planning episode. And it's October, why you need to start business planning in October. We kind of talked through, knowing your numbers, all of that. Now that we've kind of got the number game down, right? It's all a numbers game. Here are the numbers you need to hit, and you will, with, all probability, be successful, right? But aside from just the numbers, there are certain activities that you need to do, right? And like Kelly just said, success leaves clues. So these are the activities you need to be doing. And more than just activities, they're really kind of the basis of what you are doing as an agent. And these are the 5 responsibilities that you have to do above anything else to be successful and to really, own your skills and get better. You need to be doing these 5 things. Kelly, what are those 5 things? Let's talk about it. I feel like everybody should know. Everybody should know if you're an agent, right? But
but you don't.
It might not.
But you don't. But now, if you don't know, now you know. Okay, at the end of this podcast, right? It's incredible how many people in the real estate business, whether they're brand new or in for multiple years, don't know or don't even resonate with these 5 things. And I'm going to start off with number 1 that you're going to be like, yeah, what? Yeah, but it is number 1 and number 1 for a reason. Now, before we go there, like Elizabeth said, just a quick transition, because last week we talked about business planning. It's still the month of October, and you are preparing yourself for an amazing hit the ground running 2024. And to do that, you better be doing activity in Q4. Maybe not a lot of closings, but activity, especially in this marketplace where it's getting tighter and tighter for deals. And it could be that way in 2024. So the people who double down and work harder and do double the activity or more, they will come out on top, because it's just at the end of the day, people are still going to sell houses. People are still going to buy houses. $4.3 million houses, or excuse me, 4.3 million houses are going to be transacted in 2023. Even though that's down maybe 18%, that's still a lot of houses being transacted. So now you know your number. You know what you're on track to hit, what you set a goal to hit, I should say. Now you got to get on track. That's the better way to put it. And to get on track to hit that goal, as an agent, you really need to focus and stay in your zone, your North Star. These 5 job responsibilities. Number 1, here we go. Role play, script practice. All right. Now, before you just turn the podcast off, stay with me. The reason why is because last time I checked, I say this all the time, last time I checked, people who play in the NFL are the best football players in the world, right? What do they do between games?
I think they practice.
They practice. Basketball, NBA, best players in the world. And that's really a world game, right? You have leagues in Europe and South America and everywhere. What do they do between games?
Practice.
They practice. Exactly. In baseball and soccer and tennis and the sports going on. For analogies, I love sports. So if we are in sales and we're not guaranteed anything in sales, and you're going to reap what you sow, you get what you put into it, out of it, then shouldn't we as professionals, hopefully some of the best in our profession, in our city, our state, our zip code, and maybe in our country, shouldn't we practice? If the athletes who are paid way more than we are, $50 million a year or whatever, are still practicing, shouldn't we be? So I think that's a no-brainer. Yet when I say that to people, especially if they're newer, they go, what? What are you talking about? Practice. Like they'll Allen Iverson. We talking about practice, man. Mm-hmm. Not the game. Practice.
But yeah, right? And probably because they're thinking, oh, well, that's a tool that I could use to get better. Like, yeah, I know it's there. I know it. Yeah, I could do that. I should do that to get better, but not really viewing it as important as as a true responsibility of their job.
Responsibility. Yeah. That's right. It is something that you don't stop doing until you hang it up, right? Until you retire from that sport, or in this case, your job, your sales job, your sales profession. So it's something that's ongoing. It's a lifestyle. It's something that you make a decision to do. It's no different than if you go to the gym. People who go to the gym typically go to the gym on a consistent basis. People who don't go to the gym don't go to the gym on a consistent basis. It's a decision. You can't just go once or twice and be fit. It just doesn't work that way. It's an ongoing process. It's a decision you make to do consistently, and therefore it becomes part of your lifestyle. So again, same thing happens in the situation. And the ones who will do that will be the most successful. That's just how it works. That's how it is in any profession for that matter. Number 2, okay, so now you have the first one done. So are you in an environment that you have that ongoing practice and role play? Because in sales, we're paid proportionally for the words that come out of our mouth. So who are you practicing with? You could practice to the wall or the mirror. That only goes so far. You need to have live fire.
With that.
Yeah, you need to have live fire, right? It's like that boxer who wants to go fight in a heavyweight boxing match, but all he's ever done is hit the hard bag, right? The hard bag doesn't hit back, right? So a little bit easier. So you need that live fire. You need people to give those objections and know how you would handle them. And we won't go into that because this is not a podcast on that aspect or any one specific aspect. Is about these 5 job responsibilities of an agent. So now you go to number 2. Number 2 is lead generation. Some people call it prospecting. Some people call it business developing. It's funny because the what you call it might matter too, because our commercial team that we have on our real estate team, they call it, just because I think it's more like part of the jargon of the industry, they call it business development calls. That sounds so much like better, right? Or easier. Business development call.
More exciting.
You know what they call, like in the cruise line industry? They call them cold calls, right? Mm-hmm. Or in even real estate, potentially cold call. So you have to be okay with that. Now, you don't have to call. You could lead generate through text, through video text, through video email, through social media. If you get two-way conversations going through direct messaging, Slack channels. There's all kinds of ways you could DM. You could communicate
and like at a high level, meeting people, networking with people. Mm-hmm.
No doubt. I mean, if you want to do, you could be the guy twirling the sign on the side of the street, right, with an arrow. If you want to do, print out the most efficient use of your time, but you could do it.
If you've got a talent there, I mean, that's a solid way.
And you love doing it. Hey, there's an opportunity, right? It's still, how many people can you wave and knock on their window and talk to them about real estate for the minute or 30 seconds they're at the red light? I don't know, but that you could do it. So there's more efficient ways than others, but at the end of the day, you have to reach out and make contact with people somehow. You cannot be a secret agent. Why? Because you're building your database. Your database is your business, your book of business. You hear this in the insurance industry all the time. You have to build your book of business. Number 3, now that you are reaching out and touching and contacting people and you're not a secret agent, now people are starting to get people's names, contact information, permission to follow up. They go into your database. You now have to do what after they come into your world, your database? Number 3, you have to lead follow-up. You have to follow up with these people that weren't ready to transact yet. Because let's be honest, if you're on the street corner twirling your sign and someone goes, hey, I want to buy a house right now. Okay, you don't have to do much follow-up, right?
Yeah.
You're good to go.
And keep twirling that sign. It's working.
Stay with it. If it's working, yes. By the way, let me know if that works, because I'm not above that or below that or whatever it is, right? I'll do it if it works. I just don't think it probably does.
Yeah.
But if it does, let me know. But if they do, there's no need to really follow up, because they're ready to go right now. That's going to happen every once in a while. It's called low-hanging fruit. But for the people that do require some sort of contact again and again, over and over again, when they're ready, you could be their real estate agent of choice, because it's not like bubble gum. People don't go buy real estate on impulse typically. That doesn't happen. You could be sitting in the grocery line, right, and you see the Snickers bars, you're checking out and you go, yeah, that looks good. Let me grab it real quick. I want that Snickers bar. But that real estate, that's really not going to work. So you need to be in touch with them so that you capture the mind share in their head that when they think real estate, it's synonymous with you. And that's only because you just reach out and you just let them know you're there with an email one time, with a phone call, text message, in a consistent rhythm over time, so that when they're ready, they choose you. That's number 3. And there's systems for all of that you should have. We have them all with our team. But there are systems for all that. That's the only way you can do it at scale, because unfortunately, you do have to do this at scale. Unfortunately, there's only so many people that are looking to buy or sell today or this week. But if you ask somebody in a big crowded room, this one time, an event, I was speaking, Elizabeth, for about 900 people at this event. And I forget the topic, but it was probably about lead follow-up, because I asked the question. I go, guys, let me ask you a question. 900 people. How many of you in this room today are looking to buy or sell a house in the next month? I think out of literally 900 people, 2 people raised their hand. 2, and this is a random sample size. Okay. I said, okay, thank you very much. Put your hand down. Now let me ask you a question. How many of you in this room are planning on buying or selling a house in the next 2 years? And 85% of the room raised their hand. 85%. So then, okay, thank you very much. Put your hand down. So let me ask you guys a question. These are all real estate agents I'm training or talking to. Because you just saw what we just saw, why in the world would you think or expect, when you make a phone call to somebody that you don't know about real estate, and they tell you, no, thanks, I'm not interested right now? Why do you think that's a bad phone call? Why do you expect them to say, yeah, I'm ready right now?
Yeah. And how unlikely that is. Really.
Yes. But yet, if you have a system and you're organized and you're dedicated to the long haul, 85% of these people are looking to buy or sell in the next 2 years, and you could help them all. If you have that system and the wherewithal and the grit and determination. So it's just a really good example. And you can hear a pin drop in the room, it was great because like it was like an aha moment for a lot of people. Like, oh yeah, you're right. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's number 3. Number 4, you need to conduct appointments. That's right. I heard one person say a long time ago that the goal every single day as a real estate agent should be one thing and one thing only. If you want to get real simple with this, and that is to get face to face with somebody who's possibly thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Now, notice he or I did not say in the next 6 months, in the next 1 month, in the next 12 months. Doesn't matter. They are thinking about it. It could be a ways out, but you still want to go meet with them if they will allow you to do it. Or if it's, they're out of state, virtually on Zoom. Why? Because if you meet with them, every other follow-up you have from that point on will be so much more impactful and will mean so much more and meaningful to them because they have a face with a name and a voice.
There's a relationship.
So now it's a relationship that you had a coffee with them for half an hour, even though they're 2 years out or 1 year out. They will, when you call them to check in and say, how you doing? How's the family? Hey, doing pretty well. They can picture your face on the phone. And
they're 100% going to remember you. Yeah.
Bingo. So if you can do that, that should be your goal. That's number 4. And number 5 is negotiate contracts. So you go on these appointments and you're going to have to negotiate contracts. Otherwise, you'll never make any money in real estate. And that could be them signing an agreement to work with you. That could be them signing an agreement to obviously offer on a piece of property. So there's a couple different ways that could be done, but at some point you have to be able to negotiate contracts with your client directly and with the other agent or the other party involved for maybe a house that they want to buy because you're representing them, or they're selling because you're representing them. And the higher the highest level you can do that, the higher you can do that, the better you can do that, the better you are. The more deals you get done in a shorter period of time, right? Yep. So your worth per hour, your value per hour, working hour goes up, and the repeat and referral business will come because of that too, because they achieved their goal. Mm-hmm. So negotiate contracts, and then number 6 is not a point.
We added number 6.
Yeah, it's like repeat. I should say repeat, right? That's number 6 is simply repeating that process, and that's all. That's 95% at least of what an agent should spend their time doing each and every single day. But Kelly, there's a lot more that goes into a real estate transaction and a sell. Exactly. You need to find a way to leverage that through systems and or other qualified people that can help you make that experience, because that's still an experience, all the back office stuff, make that experience a 5-star client experience. And that's what we strive on our team to provide for all of our agents, because we want them to be able to go out there and do those 5 things, because that's what's going to build their business. That's what's going to actually feed their family. Doing the back office stuff isn't going to do much at that point. That's because you already
money-making activity.
Yeah. You already have the transaction and working on. So let someone else work on those details. Go out and be more the big picture visionary and try to go either find some more new clients or just help be in relationship and service the clients you're already working with, so that they will go deeper in relationship, and they'll want to obviously refer you and do repeat deals with you. So that's it, guys. Now that you have your business plan, these are the 5 things for 2024 and Q4 23 that you should be focusing on and only those 5 things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And kind of just how that fits into your business plan as you're creating your numbers, as you're, time blocking for your next year. If that's a part of the thing you do, if you want to rearrange your schedule, make sure that those 5, probably somewhat in order, right? Well, maybe not in order, but somewhat in order of how important those are, and make sure every single week you have time carved out for each and every one of those activities to make sure that you're doing all those things to hit your numbers, to hit your, to win the morning, win the day, win the week, win the year, right? So that you can hit those goals. So if you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Those are the 5 responsibilities of an agent, and what you should be doing every day, week, year, month, all of it. And Kelly, if they have any questions on any of that, where can they reach you?
Oh, I love further questions. Go ahead and just, first of all, follow us if you don't mind on Instagram at Kelly Cook Homes, or you can just DM me there too as well. That'd be awesome. KellyCookHomes, not .com, but Kelly Cook Homes. And you can call me or text me. Calling might be a little tough. Texting, I will get back to you. 480-227-2028.
Okay. And lastly, as always, if you are thinking about building a real estate team, maybe getting some people, because on our buildyourrealestateteam.com, you can kind of see the whole plan for how to build your real estate team. And one of the first things on there is to get somebody in your office, right, to help you out with a lot of those back office tasks that if you're still doing those, it does make it really difficult to prioritize those 5 responsibilities like we talked about, right? Those are kind of, they're important, of course, but they are time consuming and really do take away from the other activities that you need to be doing. And that is one of the first kind of steps on how to build your real estate team. So go to buildyourrealestateteam.com and download that plan there that Kelly has so graciously shared with you all so that you don't make all the mistakes he did when he was building his team.
Please do it.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time. We're still in October, so we might have more continuation of what we're looking for in forward to in 2024. Might be talking about something else. I don't know. It's a surprise to me, and it's going to be a surprise to you. So we'll see you guys all next week.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.